Vivian Wilson, daughter of tech billionaire Elon Musk, has made headlines by declaring she is fully financially independent, a bold move that sets her apart from the typical nepo baby narrative. In an era where many rely on family wealth and fame, Vivian has chosen to forge her own path, distancing herself from her father's fortune and public image. Her story is one of personal strength, generational values, and the real cost of freedom in a world obsessed with legacy. Vivian Wilson, the daughter of Elon Musk, has officially made a statement that many young adults only dream of. She's financially independent. Yes, that's right. The daughter of one of the richest and most talked about men on the planet has declared she's no longer taking the Musk millions. No allowance, no Venmo transfers, no sneaky trust fund withdrawals. Just good old-fashioned independence. And the internet, of course, has opinions. Let's back up a little. Vivian, now in her early 20s, is one of Elon Musk's children, born from his relationship with Canadian author Justine Musk. Back in 2022, she made headlines when she filed legal documents to change her name and gender, stating she no longer wished to be associated with her biological father, in any way, shape, or form. That alone was enough to set social media on fire. But now, the latest twist in the Musk family soap opera, she's said to be standing financially on her own 2 feet. And in today's economy, that's not just impressive, that's superhero-level behavior. While a large chunk of Gen Z is navigating rising rent prices, drowning in student loan debt, and praying their side hustles on Etsy or TikTok go viral, Vivian seems to have figured it out. She's living independently, paying her bills, and reportedly not relying on even a sliver of her father's enormous fortune. Considering that fortune is estimated at well over $200 billion, depending on how Tesla stock is doing today. That's like walking past a buffet table and saying, "No thanks, I'll eat at home." The move is bold, brave, borderline iconic, especially in a world where children of the ultra-wealthy often live lives that resemble reality TV more than real responsibility. Vivian's decision flies in the face of the nepo baby stereotype, those kids of celebrities and moguls who ride the wave of their parents' success like it's a lazy river at a billionaire spa resort. Vivian's choice, however, is more like whitewater rafting. She's navigating her own current, paddling her own way forward, and doing it without Musk brand paddles. So what does financial independence actually mean in this context? Well, we're not talking about someone cutting out daily Starbucks and calling it financial freedom. We're talking about someone choosing not to access a potentially endless reserve of cash, prestige, influence, and opportunity. That takes more than just a budget spreadsheet. That takes principle, a whole lot of it. She's not just declining the money, she's distancing herself from everything that money represents. The empire of Elon, the headlines, the controversies, the rockets, the Teslas, the X, formerly Twitter, rants, the boring company flamethrowers. She's saying no to all of it, and yes to carving out her own life. It's kind of punk rock, honestly. Especially when you consider how public her father is. Elon Musk doesn't exactly do private. He's constantly in the spotlight, whether he's tweeting memes at 3 a.m., casually talking about colonizing Mars, or debating free speech with half of Twitter, X. Every move he makes sends ripples through the markets, and sometimes the space-time continuum. So to be his daughter, and to consciously choose to step out of that limelight, takes serious guts. Vivian's independence is not just financial, it's emotional, ideological, and deeply personal. She didn't just walk away from the money, she walked away from the name. From the narrative, from the spotlight, from the expectation that she'll be just like dad. And, oh boy, are there expectations when your dad is Elon Musk. There's probably a whole world of pressure we'll never truly understand. The pressure to be a genius. To invent things. To speak in code. To name your future children with random characters and mathematical symbols. To found companies before you're 25. To casually change the course of human transportation in your gap year. Vivian seems to have said, "No, thank you. I'd like a normal life. Maybe even a quiet one." And that's radical. In an era where everyone is trying to go viral, to be noticed, to climb ladders as fast as possible, her decision to remove herself from the Musk orbit is a kind of rebellion you don't see often. Especially when it means turning away from the kind of wealth that buys literal rockets. Let's also remember, she's still very young. Most people her age are still figuring out how to do taxes without crying. Many haven't even left their parents' cell phone plans yet. And here she is, making a full separation, not just emotionally, but legally and financially. That's a big deal, and a lot of adults twice her age could probably learn a thing or two. Of course, some people online are skeptical. She must still be getting help, they argue. No one just walks away from a Musk fortune. But isn't that kind of the point? The fact that we find it so unbelievable is a symptom of the world we live in. One where money is considered the ultimate goal, the thing no one in their right mind would ever reject. But Vivian did. Maybe it's because what she's after isn't wealth, it's peace. There's also the idea of generational values at play here. Elon Musk represents a certain version of success. Workaholic, tech-forward, all in on AI and space exploration. He's the poster child for Silicon Valley hustle culture. But Gen Z, the generation Vivian belongs to, has a different take. They care more about authenticity than ambition. Mental health over money, values over virality. So maybe this isn't rebellion. Maybe this is evolution. Vivian's actions reflect a growing shift among young people who are actively choosing to reject the systems they've inherited, whether that's capitalism, patriarchy, fame, or yes, family wealth. They're redefining what success looks like, and for some, that includes walking away from the very thing others covet most. And look, it's not like she's giving interviews every day or launching her own competing space company. She's been private, intentional, and frankly, classy about the whole thing. She's not out there writing tell-all memoirs or dragging her family through the mud. She's just doing her own thing. Quietly, independently. Maybe that's the most powerful move of all. Because in a world where drama sells, choosing peace is revolutionary. And in a world where family wealth can be a golden ticket, choosing to work for your own life is downright inspiring. Of course, we don't know exactly what Vivian's doing for work. Maybe she's pursuing a creative path. Maybe she's studying. Maybe she's building something of her own. Whatever it is, it's hers. Not Musk's. Not the media's. Not the internet's. Hers. And that's what financial independence really is, isn't it? Not just paying your bills. Not just turning down help. But choosing your own story. Even when it's harder. Even when people question it. Even when it means walking away from the easy path. Vivian's statement might seem like just one sentence, I'm financially independent. But in the context of who she is, and who her father is, it's more like a manifesto. It's a declaration that identity is not inherited. That self-worth doesn't come from a bank account. That family ties, while complicated, don't define your entire future. And that sometimes, the most powerful thing you can say is, I've got this. So what comes next for Vivian? Well, hopefully, whatever she wants. A life built on her terms. One free from the headlines, the assumptions, the pressure to follow in billionaire footsteps. One where she can explore, create, maybe even fail a little, without the world constantly comparing her to the man who wants to build cities on Mars. She may not be launching rockets, but she's launching something even more ambitious, a life untethered from legacy. And that, in itself, might be the most impressive Musk-related achievement yet. Because escaping a planet's gravity is one thing. Escaping the gravitational pull of a family legacy that powerful? That takes real fuel.